Hey folks, Dwayne from Grandpa's Garage. A little garage that good. Thought I'd bring you back and get you up to speed with what's been happening in my little garage. It's been a little while since I posted last. I had some technical issues with a video I did before that unfortunately got deleted. So we'll bring you up to speed on what's happening now. So I guess most obvious right here now, for those of you who've been following along, is the main body is looking quite a bit different. In the last video that I posted, it was a lot of bare metal on the quarter panel top sections. There was a lot of bare metal showing, and decided that I needed to protect it, as I'll be getting my garage ready here to bring my 1950 Chevy truck in to prep for the World of Wheels in Winnipeg on March 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. I hope you can stop by and check it out. But in order to do that, I need to be able to take the tailplane out of the shop and make room for the truck to come in. So I decided that it would be best if I prepped and covered the bare metal section. So I did that, as I've shown also in other videos. First was the metal prepping with Eastwood's Fast Etch. It's a any kind of surface rust or flash rust is the word I'm looking for, sorry. It'll clean it and protect it, and it leaves a zinc phosphate coating, which then gives you a little bit of protection. From that, I went on and put on some etching primer, followed up with some red oxide, and decided, as just for the fun's sake of things, decided I wanted to try and match up to what was original finish on the car, and just a combination of different paints, and it was actually an awful lot of fun. Didn't take super long, and it's not complicated, but I thought, well, let's do it and just see. So it kind of looks a little bit more like a car now. So you can see when you come up here, the quarter panels and that sort of thing, the roof is mostly untouched. So there's a couple areas where I hit, but generally it's untouched. And I think that actually this finish actually matched quite well. The lower section of the trunk or apron area is also original finish that was never touched. So I thought, well, you know what, it was just a fun little thing to do one day. So red oxide primer, then misted some green paint on top, and then followed that with some flat black. Just misted here and there, and just had a lot of fun doing it. And now it's protected. That's the main thing, because it, as the project carries on, we'll be doing body work and paint and that sort of thing on here. But for now, at least it's protected, and it looks like it's a car body again, not just a bunch of bare metal and that sort of thing. So then from there, what I decided to do was to start working on the driver's door. I'm going to remove this piece. So for those of you who've followed along before, this is basically the same as the passenger side. We're replacing the outer skin, and As you've seen, just the piece that I just picked up, I started making a new piece for this inner structure because it's got some rusty bits here and there. There's a little bit of Swiss cheese there, so we're going to cut that all out and replace it so that it's nice and solid and straight. And then once that's done, then of course I can carry on and flip the door over and install the door skin. Now this piece that I'm making, this is 18 gauge, and I bent it in my homemade brake, which will show you right there. Now it works really well, an 18 gauge, and this piece is roughly 40 inches long, and it did actually quite a nice bend. I gotta be careful where I put my fingers on the phone here. But now the one thing that I will be doing with this is I want to kind of sharpen that bend just a touch. So what I'll be doing is I'll run it through the bead roller between the ends of the dies so that it'll sharpen that up just a little bit. And then once that's done, I can come back and I also have to make an additional bend. So you can see where this kind of goes across and then steps up and then back across again. They got these slotted holes in there. This is all part of the molding that they used for mounting their door panels. An interesting design on it, but we'll be replicating that, so then that'll be all nice and new. Now the other little project that I took on recently, and we'll bring you up to the front here. You know, it's a far cry from where this was about a month ago when it was still a two-door sedan. A little bit over a month, I guess. But anyways, now when give me a second here, I want to grab something to point with a little bit easier than okay, here we go. So now when I received this frame under here, this is a frame from a 1942 Chev torpedo back. I believe it's called a Fleetline. Now one of the things that the previous owner had done right here is he basically just lopped off the steering shaft to go up into the vehicle. Left a stub on there for the actual shaft that goes down into the box, but just basically lopped it off. Originally they had a solid steering shaft that went up into the body, and yeah, it's just the way that they did things back in the day. So if you wanted to take the body off, you had to work around the column, or you'd have to pull the steering box and everything in order to get it out. So it was quite an ordeal. So then what I did was I'm going to bring you in just a little bit closer here, if I can do this without shutting the camera off. Hang on a second here. There we go. So that's a little bit better view of that. So now what I did is, you can see here, and this is just rough right now because I'm just going to be moving the vehicle around, so I wanted it to be able to steer. So I just trimmed a little bit off the tube that goes around the shaft. The shaft is roughly a 3/4 inch diameter, And so what I did is I got a sleeve that I made here, and from there I have to adapt to the steering column. Now that had to be this piece right here basically had to have two different diameters on it. So on this end it's 3/4 inch. On this end had to be roughly 5/8, just slightly under, because it's a metric measurement. And the reason why that is although this may look a little bit unusual to some folks, what it actually is a steering column from a 70s Volkswagen Beetle. My wife has a 1974 Volkswagen Beetle, and of course I always hang on to parts. And I thought, well, let's see if I can make use of this. And to be very honest, it actually fits really well. We'll see if it ends up being the permanent solution or not. But for what I was doing, this is going to be more than adequate. If I decide to clean things up, I just had to make a little plate there to match the steering column to the dash. So 4 bolts. That's bolted on tight. On this end, again, the adapter that I made, and that is tight. You will be very, very hard pressed to ever get that come apart. It's got a compression section, so if there's ever any kind of a front end collision, you've got that safety thing built into it. And that was thanks to the German engineering of this column. So where are we now? Okay, so I brought you up on all that stuff. Once I get back into working on the coupe, we'll update everybody at that point. But for now, I just want to try and get this driver's door repaired and then put in place. And once we have that all done, well, then it'll be going basically outside. So within the next couple days, I want to have the door back on and the tailplane ready to go outside, because I got lots of other stuff to move around in order to bring my truck into the garage. Let's bring that back down a bit. Just realized what I was doing there. All right, so that's just my little ditty for today. I hope this was something that was interesting for you folks. Regardless, it's up there, and just make it a little short video. So when I get to the point where I have the outer door skin finished on this door, the one thing that I didn't get to show previously was the putting the fiberglass filler on the weld seam and straightening out a bit of a dent. I'll see if there's anything that I figure is good content to show you folks. But for now, this is Dwayne from Grandpa's Garage, the little garage that could, saying thanks for all your support. Like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends about it. And if you can do it, and get out in your garage or wherever it is you have to work, and have some fun with stuff like this. So for now, take care. Bye for now.